Real men don't waste their breath arguing with a woman. And it's not because they're scared or because they're weak. It's because they understand something that most men just don't. That your peace of mind is what matters the most. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 reasons why real men never argue with women. And trust me when I say this, if you master these 5 things, you will have life changing experiences. So please grab a pen and a piece of paper and take notes, brother. But before we get into that, I just want to let you know that my name is Timothy, and this is the Timothy Speaks YouTube channel where I give you advice and tell you about my personal experiences as a man here on this earth. Let you know that as a man, your feelings are indeed valid. And if you have no one else to talk to, my dog, you can talk to me. Let's get right into this. Reason number one is going to be you can't win an emotional battle with logic. You got to realize that when a woman is worked up, bro, when she's angry, sad, upset, whatever the case may be, that her emotions are heightened and logic becomes completely irrelevant. So the arguing that's happening in that moment isn't communication, it's simply chaos of the mind. And what real men understand is that trying to win that argument at that very moment when she is completely worked up, when her emotions are elevated, is literally like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It's just not gonna happen, my dog. So the best thing you can do in this instance is just step back and literally become silent. Your silence will speak a lot louder than any words you can say, because once she realizes that she may be overreacting at that moment or that her emotions are heightened, and you just simply step back and let her come to this conclusion, then maybe later on down the line you two can have a nice normal conversation about what's actually going on. But if you try to force the conversation at that moment, my dog, if you try to force a solution or you try to win that argument when her emotions are literally at peak levels, you're not going to win at the end. It's just not gonna happen. Reason number two is gonna be that arguing kills masculine energy. You have to understand, bro, that when you're arguing with somebody, that this is an exchange of emotions. This is an exchange of energy, and it is going to drain you. It's gonna pull you out of your masculine frame, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna step more into a feminine frame. You're going to step into an emotional state of mind. You have to realize that your composure, your demeanor, and your silence says enough. Because the moment you have to raise your voice to get your point across, or you have to truly dive deeper into an argument when you two are just simply bumping heads, the dynamic you are setting is that this is an equal playing field. And I'm not going to dive too deep into the science behind it, but just know that this is a no-go, my dog. Do not do this. At the end of the day, bro, real men protect their energy. It is the most valuable thing that you have. Your energy and your time and your frame, your demeanor is the most valuable thing that you have. And you're not going to waste it trying to be right, trying to prove yourself. And you're not going to waste it trying to be right on something that doesn't even matter. It literally probably won't matter an hour from the argument. Trust me. Reason number three is going to be that silence commands more respect. When you, as a man, when you are dealing with a woman, when you do not react right away, trust me, it is going to make her second guess the things that she is going to say, or maybe even the things that she wants to say. You have to understand that a woman will notice your silence more than any words that you can say. She is going to take note of that, because silence shows control, and control is rare. Like I always say, a man that is in control of his emotions is a dangerous man. You don't have to defend your value when you know your worth. If you're arguing about something that you know you're right on, brother, what's the point of arguing it? You see what I'm saying? There's going to be a time, there's going to be a moment when you can simply express and explain all of the points as to why you know you're right, or you can simply say what it is, say your truth, speak your piece, and then go on about your day. I personally recommend number two. But just remember that sometimes the most powerful thing that you can say during an argument is nothing at all. Reason number four is going to be that real men choose peace over ego. We as men are very ego-centered, creatures. But the problem with that is that your ego will tell you to stand your ground. Your ego will say things like, don't let her speak to you like that. Oh, don't do this, or do this, or, put her in her place. But you have to understand that wisdom, in the back of your mind, the wisdom will tell you, hey man, just let it go for now. Don't speak on it right now. there's going to be a time, like I just said previously, there's going to be a time when she calms down and you're going to be able to express yourself more freely without having to deal with the heightened emotions. But if your ego is telling you to say something right here, right now, or else you're never going to get your point across, bro, that is not true. That is not realistic. And 9 times out of 10, what happens when you give a woman time to process whatever the situation is, when you step back and just be silent and just go on about your day, 9 times out of 10, brother, she's probably going to realize that she might be doing too much. She might be doing too much. She gonna walk up to you, try to give you a little hug, snuggle up on you. You know what I'm saying? She gonna try to kiss up on you because she realized that at that moment she might have been doing a little too much. But if you try to elevate your emotions at the same time her emotions are elevated, neither one of you are going to be able to communicate, and you are going to lose in the long run. When you choose your peace over everything else, your life is just going to go so much better. Put your ego aside. Don't argue with her at that moment. Just simply state your piece, like say your piece later on down the line once everything calms down, and walk away, because you're still going to stand your ground. You're still going to be a man that has, a straightforward demeanor. But you have to realize that there's a time and a place for everything, my dog. So later on, once she calms down, you could just be like, hey, I get you were worked up earlier. This is how I feel, and I'm not changing on that. And you just leave it at that. Maybe the argument just ends with you both agreeing to disagree and then going on about your day. Letting that silence play out for a while, and then eventually you just bounce back and get back to your regular, routine. But please, 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 at the end of the day, my dog, put that ego to the side. Can't believe my light just went out mid video. Okay, that's embarrassing. Give it a second, I'll turn it back on. So the fifth and final reason is going to be that time reveals the truth, not words. Real men understand that your truth does not have to be defended. It's the truth. So like I said previously, if you state your piece, if you say how you feel and you mean it, you say it with logic, you thought about it, you took some time and you sat on it, and then you approach her and you say, hey, this is what it is. And I'm not switching up on that. I'm not changing that. You have to realize what that's going to do to her psychologically. She's going to see that you are a man who's patient. You are a man who thinks about his words before he reacts. You are a man that is going to say what he means, and then she is going to have to make the decision on if she is going to respect that or not respect that. And if she doesn't respect that, that goes back into the top 5, women you don't commit with video that I made. She doesn't respect your boundaries, then my dog, chances are she's probably not the woman for you. So instead of fighting to be understood, just let time do the talking, bro. Like I said previously, bro, some arguments don't even require that much attention. And like I said, bro, 9 times out of 10, after some time, she may just realize that she probably was tweaking a little bit. She might have been doing just a tad bit too much. Now, I'm not saying be a complete a-hole, but maybe just walk away. Even if she's trying to express herself and she's explaining how she feels, if you know that her emotions are elevated at that very moment, maybe the best thing you could do is probably one, just sit back and be silent and just listen without responding, or just leave, bro. Like literally go somewhere else. If you two live together, go to another room, go outside, go for a walk, go in the backyard. Literally go do anything, bro. Go sit in the tub, with no water in it. I don't care. Just eliminate yourself from that space of argument, because that energy is in the air already, right? You two it's already elevated, and that frequency is already spewing all around the room. Brother, you need to leave that space. She needs to be able to leave that space, or maybe she needs to wallow in that space so that she can calm down the energy that's in that room. And then once you approach with a calm state of mind, once you approach after so much silence, that room is no longer filled with that negative energy. It could perhaps be a space for you two to then understand one another. But if you try, listen to me, brother. If you are trying to argue with her, if you are trying to argue with her at that very moment when she is heated, brother, you are going to lose in the long run. Now, of course, I have to say like a caveat, like I got to play devil's advocate. There are going to be some moments where you need to put your foot down absolutely right then and there. I'm not going to take that away from you, gentlemen. Trust me, I get it. Sometimes women do things that need to be corrected at that very moment. And she may not even be aware that she has done it. You got to realize you two never knew each other. And then one day you knew each other. You have no idea what she experienced. She has no idea what you experienced all throughout your lifetime. But sometimes on some occasions, brother, you will have to correct her right then and there at that moment. I will say that. Sometimes you can't allow disrespect to go on. Like, you can't just sit silent and she openly disrespects you in public. She says something crazy. Sometimes you gotta check her right then and there. Sometimes you may, let's just say you're in a public setting, you're around friends, you might need to pull her to the side, be like, hey, can I speak to you? Or don't even ask, be like, hey, let me talk to you. And then you pull her to the side, say, hey, that's not it. We not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And she either gonna pick up on it, apologize, or she's not. But I will say that there are occasions, trust me, I get it. There are occasions where some actions need to be corrected right then and there. But that's on a rare occasion, brother. Some things you can give time to, some things you can give it a little space to breathe before communicating on it. But trust me, a lot of the times, bro, silence is loud enough. You have to believe me. So the next time you find yourself arguing with your girl, arguing with your side piece, arguing with whoever you arguing with, it don't even got to be your girl, bro. It could just be a woman in general. Just let your silence speak. Just see how she reacts. Trust me when I say this. Literally, she's yapping. She's going off. She's telling you how she feels. Da 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 da. Just sit back and look at her like this. Just do that, bro. I'll probably like. Listen to me when I say this, bro. When you just sit back and hit her with one of these, like a little head nod, bro. That what? She gonna be like, what? What the? She be like, wait. Why is he not arguing? Why is he not? Trust me on this, brother. I hope you took notes on this one. And the next time you find yourself arguing with your lady, bro, just do that. Trust me, just the head nod is that's all you need, man. You just need the head nod. Just no, no, I'm having too much fun. Let's get back serious. But anyway, like I was saying, man, the next time you find yourself arguing, just literally sit back in your mind and ask yourself, what is it that I'm actually trying to prove right now? Is there a point that actually needs to be validated? Or at this moment, am I just following my ego and trying to be the victor? Am I just trying to be the one who is right? Am I trying to have the last laugh? Just keep in mind, bro, if it's not worth your peace, it's probably not even worth arguing about. Now, if it's something that is disturbing your peace, if it's something that needs to be corrected, like I said, brother, then, you know what I'm saying? Put your foot down. But 9 times out of 10, I promise you that argument probably doesn't even require as much energy as you're putting into it. Real men don't argue, bro. They just sit back, they listen to understand, they observe, and then they decide on the words that they are going to say back strategically. Because silence isn't weakness. Is really the strongest thing that you can do as a man. But that's all I got for you gentlemen today. If any of this hit home, please make sure to hit the like button right along with it. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below if you have ever used silence as the tactic. How did your woman react? Did she get over it later on, or did she get more heated? Let me know down below in the comments. My name is Timothy. This is Timothy Speaks, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Peace.